Hi, I'm Faye, and this is day one of our 100-day Horse Confidence Challenge. I am, of course, the performance coach and owner of Horse Confidence, and I'm doing the 100-day challenge in conjunction with my 2018 Wobbleberry Challenge. As some of you know through the page, I lost my sister to cancer this year. So to bring back a bit of positive into what has happened, I decided to undertake the Horse Confidence Wobbleberry Challenge as such, and I'm doing it with this ginger monster here. This is Jack, my horse. He's a 17-hand, 5-year-old Hanoverian Warblood. He is as safe as houses. He is the only horse I would consider doing the BE80 BE80 Wobbleberry Challenge with, because he is the sort of horse that if you ask him a question, he answers it. He is opinionated in his own way, but this horse is my rock. He's absolutely steady. His name is Classic JD. He's actually bred on eventing lines, so he should find the job easy. Anyway, just a quick introduction to myself. In the next part of the video, I'm going to show you, and in the days to come actually, because what I'm actually doing is mixing my 100-day Horse Confidence Challenge with the Wobbleberry Challenge so that you can see how both of them work. I'm hoping to inspire and motivate some of you to take on the challenge, or even just for you to reach your own goals. And I'm hoping that by showing you how I do it as a performance coach, and going through the trials and tribulations that I have myself in self-confidence for this challenge, because I've never ever evented, I've never done a cross-country course, I've probably jumped 2 solid fences in my life, and I've never competed show jumping, even though I've done a couple of clear rounds on a 60 centimetre. I've never done anything as complicated as an 80. So this is a huge challenge for me, but something that I really want to do, because the money will go towards the Wilbury Wonder Pony Wobbleberry Challenge, as well as I'm going to donate some of it to the Isabel Hospice, which is the place where my sister finally passed away, and spent a good few weeks where they looked after her, with absolute care. Enjoy the journey. I hope to motivate and inspire some of you, and I will hopefully see some of you out and about as well. Take care. Hi everyone. So I wanted to do a video for every day of the Horse Confidence Challenge that I am undertaking myself as a means of getting through the Wobbleberry Challenge for 2018. So as I said earlier, I want to actually see if I can mix the two together. So my personal motivation for doing the Wobbleberry Challenge is because I lost my sister, but what I want to try and do is incorporate the Horse Confidence 100-day challenge into days of training and days of motivation to allow me to reach the goal of completing the Wobbleberry Challenge in 2018. So what I wanted to talk about today is motivation, because we need to begin with the end in mind, and that was one of the 7 rules that Stephen Covey wrote about in his book, that anything that you want to achieve, successful people always begin something by having what their end game is in the forefront of their mind at all times. So we're going to do that today, and I'm going to take you through a little exercise that I would do with my clients, and also what I do with myself, because remember, everything that I teach you guys and teach my clients are things that I have done myself in life, or I've used them with other people and seen how they progress. I'm one of these big believers of I'm not going to do it unless I can see how it works myself. I can't just give somebody an exercise and not believe in it. So talking about motivations, the Wobbleberry Challenge is fantastic, and it's a brilliant charity in memory of Hannah Francis. So every person that's undertaking the Wobbleberry Challenge are doing it for their own specific reasons. Now, that may be that you've lost a member of your family through cancer, or that may be that you were inspired by the story of Hannah, or that may be just that you want to do your bit for charity. There are no wrongs, there are all rights, but you do have to figure out what your own personal motivation is for you to complete the Wobbleberry Challenge. And why this is so important is because if you're not sure what your motivation is, or if your motivation isn't strong enough, you are going to delay doing the Wobbleberry Challenge. If it's just the fact that you think, yeah, it's a really nice thing to do, but there's no strong drive behind that, then you're just going to delay it, or you're not going to be motivated to achieve your end goal. So when you look at performance of people, there are two things that motivate somebody, and they are called pain and pleasure. What people think is that we are driven by pleasure, so we're driven by the things that we want to do. Actually, it's a bit of a fallacy, because we're more driven by the pain of something, by the pain of something happening, or by the pain of something that has happened, for us to achieve what it is that we want to achieve. So I give examples when I go out and do the talks, but if we're talking about the Wobbleberry Challenge, we're talking about people will be more driven to actually complete the challenge if they have something more painful that's spurring them on. So it could be that they've lost a relative through cancer, or they feel very strongly about raising money for their chosen charity, or it could be that they feel really driven to succeed in actually completing the BE80. So what I want you guys to do today is have a look at what your motivations are. So what I've done in the middle of my spider diagram is I've written the Wobbleberry Challenge 2018, and around it I've kind of sat down and really thought about, why do I want to do the Wobbleberry Challenge, and what is inspiring me to complete the Wobbleberry Challenge? So it's about digging deep and looking at your own personal circumstances. So if you look at mine, if you look at the top right, my main motivation is the fact that I lost my sister recently. You know, she lost her battle with cancer that she'd been diagnosed with for about, a couple of years, and then she'd had medication, but it became terminal. So unfortunately we lost her, a few weeks back now. But my motivation for doing the Wobbleberry Challenge for her specifically was because she was a huge inspirer, a huge inspiration to me as far as fulfilling my dreams were concerned. I was, when I was young and I lived with her, when I was sort of 18, I lived with her for a couple of years. One of the things that we used to talk about a lot, and she drummed into my brain, is the fact that, you want to be able to sit in your rocking chair when you're older, talking to your grandchildren and telling them about all the great things that you'd done throughout your whole life. And we talk and joke about it, but actually she was quite serious. And that kind of stayed with me for a lot of my years, a lot of my life, because she's quite right. We can go through life and make loads of excuses about things that we perceive we want to do, and then we don't do them. But actually we need motivation to be able to achieve those things. So for me, the Wobbleberry Challenge and doing this in memory of my sister was very important, because it signifies some of the things that she taught me. But also it signifies something in me. When I was 18, I always wanted to go and compete cross country. I never did, because my path was diverted. So again, this is something that I've probably wanted to do for a lot of years. It's challenging for me because I'm more of a dressage rider nowadays. I've never competed on a cross country course. I've never been over a cross country course. I've done the odd fence or so. Fixed fences do scare me slightly. As far as show jumping is concerned, again, I haven't done anything for 30 odd years. I only recently, on my horse Jack, did a couple of clear rounds on a 60 centimetres. So again, it's hugely challenging for me. But also something that's inspiring me to achieve it is the fact that I have a fantastic horse. Jack is absolutely my rock. He's 5 years old. At 4, you could hack him down the road on his own. He doesn't spook. He's always solid. Whenever I take him out, he's just easy in every single sense of the word. Don't get me wrong, he's opinionated and he can be a tricky ride, but for me, he makes me feel safe. He was bred to event. He loves jumping. He loves working, he loves his work ethic. And he's just a very steady, reliable horse. So again, that's a motivation for me, because I know that if I want to complete this challenge, then Jack is the horse that I would do it on. I had an ex-racer before. There is no way I would have contemplated doing the Wobbleberry Challenge on him. And my youngster, I certainly wouldn't contemplate doing the Wobbleberry Challenge on him either. So it does make a huge difference having a horse that you absolutely trust, because it's a big ask. 3 phases, you've got to keep motivated. You've got to make sure that you are a partnership. You have to make sure that you have that trust and faith in your horse as well. And then other things that I've put on here were are things that will benefit me for my motivation. So I know that my character, I'm a very focused individual. Once I set my mind to doing something, I will always achieve it. Even if I don't completely believe in it towards the end, my motto is, I've just got to get the job done and finish it. So I do know that that will stand me in good stead for completing the challenge. And I've put there that I love a challenge, and I do. If somebody says to me I can't do something, that will be when I think, right, okay, well, I'm going to do it now, because I'm a bit stubborn like that. Also, I put the Isabel Hospice because that's a place that I'd like to give some money back to. So another reason for the challenge is to have some donations come in for them. They looked after my sister in her final few weeks. I couldn't thank them enough for what they did. They're a brilliant organisation. And to do something and give back will just mean the world to me and to our family. And also, for me, the Wobbleberry Challenge is also about inspiring horse confidence people. So it's about helping you guys be the best that you can be. And that's something that's quite important to me. I love to inspire people. I love to keep people on track, and that's the reason for doing the videos. I don't like being in front of the camera much, but for me to get over that is the fact that what I'm doing is helping you guys to achieve your dreams and get over your confidence fears and to actually go out there and achieve your goals. So I invite you guys to do your spider diagrams to find out what your motivations are, and try and find out, you want your motivations to be something that's going to spur you forward. Ideally, you want to be able to print your spider diagram out and put it somewhere that if ever you feel a bit of loss of motivation or you feel a loss of confidence, you can pick that piece of paper up, you can look at it, and then you can reset yourself into feeling inspired and to feeling that you want to carry on and achieve it. The other thing that I would invite you to do from now is to select your date and select your venue. It's really important because then it's in the back of your mind, or rather the front of your mind, that this is what you're aiming for. If you kind of say to yourself, I'm going to do the Wobbleberry Challenge and I'll just wait until I feel good about training and then I'll enter, then there's no motivation to spur you on. Whereas if you have that date in mind that you want to achieve, go to the BE event in September at Little Downham, for instance, which is what I want to do, then in the back of your mind, you're going to be thinking, right, well, I need to make sure that by this date I've prepared this and by this date I've prepared that. And in fact, that will be what we talk about in our next video blog, which will be day 2 of 100 for the Horse Confidence Challenge with the Wobbleberry Challenge. So I hope that's given you some inspiration and some ideas in what you need to be able to do. You need to really find that one thing or few things that's going to spur you on to complete your challenge. And they've got to be things that you absolutely believe in, because it's got to be the pain that drives you forward, that you couldn't imagine not doing this challenge because of certain things. I will see you in the next video, but if you have any questions, then please do feel free to drop into the Horse Confidence Facebook page and give me a shout. Take care, bye.